Hey everybody out there on the internet, back to another direct to Riff. This time, I felt like going back to the 80s again, as I am wont to do in this segment. And one of the things I remember distinctly in the 1980s was Different Strokes. And the star of that show was a young man by the name of Gary Coleman. Gary Coleman he looked like a child actor, but he was not. I don't exactly know what the diagnosis was, but he was short. And so he resonated with kids a lot. And one of the things that everybody in the 1980s had a paranoia about was kids getting abducted, and just apparently children were dumber than bricks. So they always had to put out these crazy PSA videos on what kids shouldn't be doing, so they don't lose arms or legs or anything. Gary Coleman is just one. The most infamous, as far as I know, is the Winnie the Pooh one, which happened a year earlier than this one. This one happened in 1986. Disney put out on the Disney Channel, back when you had to pay for it, it was a premium channel, about stranger danger back then. But Gary Coleman, I'm sure he can do just as good a job. So first I want to just say this is off of YouTube from a channel called Real Black. Apparently it's a channel that highlights a lot of African American contributions to media. And so, just so you know where I got it, if you want to go there and see some other stuff that they got a lot of really good stuff there in terms of African American contributions to media. Highly recommend it. Good stuff if you're looking for more serious stuff. But this is just something that's fun because 80s PSAs, in whatever form you get, are always good. So, hitting the button now. So where's McGruff the crime dog? Ah, the good old test patterns. So am I going to get Randy Jackson here? No, we're just going to get a montage of kids sliding on shit that would end up killing them. I got to turn this down. Oh, that's right. This is on my computer. Starring Gary Coleman. What are you talking about, Willis? We're talking about safety. What did you do, punch her in the face? What the hell was that? Oh. Amy Foster. She sounds familiar. Well, don't stop him from eating the damn bug. If he dies from it, cool. Yeah, wait. Okay, are you really that bad that you gotta dribble with a soccer ball? Oh, suburban kids were so weird. Wait, was it? No, I don't think Amy Foster was on Punky Brewster yet. So is this like the high-speed montage of all the death that's gonna happen? Oh God, yes, because that's the last thing you need. Is children administering first aid. Oh, I do that all the time. No one's ever said a damn thing to me.
Look, Lindsay, no hands.
Oh, that's right. We used to wear Oshkosh Bagosh. Fatality. Oh my God. I think I had that bike. Ah, he's fine.
No teeth.
I cracked a joke. Jackass.
You know, most people think accidents just happen.
That's what my mama always told me.
Don't you believe it? Every accident is caused. The reason may be an unsafe condition, like a broken ladder or bad brakes on your bicycle.
Or the fact that you were driving a DeLorean at the time, and the driver was hooked up on frickin' coke, but whatever.
We learn to use the best survival weapon we have. our knowledge.
Which, if you know anything, I know nothing.
To learn about safety sense.
I never saw a silver Triforce before.
It's where most of us live. It isn't easy living in the city, especially if you're a kid.
Especially when you're trying to move on up on the east side. Wow, I really flubbed that line.
From the bad things that can happen in the world.
Okay, first of all, that's not the city, that's a suburb. Because they actually have a front yard.
Now let me introduce you to the best friends you can have in an emergency.
They're called drugs and money.
Jill's a good friend, but I meant the phone.
Oh. Here I thought you were talking about her overalls, which is apparently the biggest fashion in 1986.
And right next to it, your own personal emergency phone list. One of the first.
What do you need that for? We got contact lists now.
Any numbers you might need in an emergency, like your parents' work numbers, grandparents.
Why would I need that?
And a designated adult.
I need a designated adult. I will verify that one.
Adult is someone who will go to bat for your parents in an emergency when they're not available.
And if they don't have a bat, they'll bring a rake.
Poison control. And emergency numbers for your city.
You know what's so bad about this? I used to be able to remember all the phone numbers of the people I needed to call. But now I think I might have 5 people that I have their phone number down. I don't even have my girlfriend's phone number memorized.
I have an emergency. Amia's trying to get in my back door. This is John's.
Okay, no, you don't say that!
Jill, it may be hard, but practice talking slowly enough so you easily understand. And always try to stay on the phone and get instructions. But if you must leave quickly to stay out of danger, just leave the phone off the phone.
Use that statuette of the bad baker or whatever from Strawberry Shortcake and bash it over his head. When you're home alone, contact Macaulay Culkin.
Boy, would it be great if we all had our own private police officer guarding our house 24 hours a day?
No, that would be boring and it would be kind of scary.
So, what do we do and what do we need when we're home alone in charge of the security of our house?
Mace, taser, and Barney Miller.
And a good set of locks properly installed. That you should always
okay, there's a difference between locks and being on lockdown. Although I do like your stained glass door. I don't think you can find those anymore.
Jack, you're on.
Come here, Toothless.
There's a world who will take advantage of our trust if we let them. Oh. That's my friend Barry Hope.
No, it's not. He has no neck.
That's kind of a chubby, cheap face.
Yeah, that's usually what gets people beat down.
Or a lawyer. Or he could be someone you wouldn't want to meet on a dark night.
I don't think I want to meet him in a buffet.
Let's see how Jack handles this situation.
Who is it?
Is your
Mailman!
I'm sorry, she can't come to the door right now.
She's in her bedroom with her favorite friend.
She can come to the door.
Well, it's important.
Yeah, so's my ass, but she ain't getting that either.
You know, I have a package for her.
Oh, God. Her best friend is in the bedroom with her. Your package doesn't matter.
No, she has to sign for it.
You can sign this.
Uh-oh. Now it's getting sticky. Betcha he'll ask Jack to sign for it if he opens the door.
Tell you what, why don't you open the door and sign for it?
See, I told you.
Told you so.
I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to sign for anything.
I'm just 6 for God's sakes. I'm 6. I have no legal bearing in anything. I often wondered about this sort of shit because I don't think it actually happened all that much when I was growing up. Kind of like the whole thing with razor blades in your apples and Halloween, which was documented to never have happened.
Example, and I live at 14147 Halstead. I'm home alone.
perfect, Jack. What if the stranger had been acting suspiciously, but left when you told him to?
I'd have hung up and said, fuck off.
Hello, Miss Friendly. This is Jack Example.
Really? That's their names?
Call him his designated adult
Friendly and Example?
and get advice on what to do next. One thing Jack can do is write down everything he remembers about what happened.
But seeing as how he doesn't have a smartphone,
As a matter of fact,
he might actually remember his
if your
shit.
parents or the police need any information later, they will rely on you.
Why? I'm not talking to the police.
Listen, it is. You try it. Just pause the tape and write down exactly what happened.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me to go find a stranger and have them knock on my door. I'm like, I ain't doing that.
The man.
I don't even really talk to my neighbors here.
Tape and see how you did it.
Oh, yes. Back in the day when you could rewind tape. Now you just scrub shit. Oh, what a time.
There's another type of kid con that some people might
Oh, the wood paneling.
Information from you over the phone.
Love it.
Remember, the first rule is
Oh, God, he overdosed on homework.
keep cool and think. And never give a caller any information over the phone or tell them that you're home alone. Let's see how Jack handles this one.
Could we leave Jack alone? Let the man just fucking... I mean, he's already suffered enough wearing a flannel shirt.
It's for you.
God damn it, it better not be that sex line again.
Hello?
George?
No, this is Tom. Have you seen Dick or Harry?
I dialed the right number. What's your address?
169 Fuck You Lane, Eat Shit, Die, Minnesota.
Well, what number did you want, sir?
May I speak to your mother, please?
You want to talk to John Shaft? Not a problem. I'll get him right over.
She is busy. Someplace else. And she can't come to the phone because she isn't there.
That's right. That's why this shit was so big, because in the 80s, latchkey kids were a big growing number. I was actually one of them. And what latchkey kids were was
if you'd like to leave your name and phone number,
parents.
I'll have
Parents would be at work, and like kids would come home from school, and so there'd be nobody there. So we would have a key on us. Although mine was never on me, it was actually hidden somewhere around the house that I could grab and then get in the house. I think I'd only be alone for like half hour,
Hello, Miss
maybe an
Fairlight?
hour at the most before someone got home. Wow. Damn. And someone's been there? Okay. Why are you... Why are you typing with gloves on, man? COVID didn't exist. Well, coronavirus 19 did not... COVID-19 did not exist at this time. So what are you doing, bro?
If you come home and find the door open, and you know that no one is home or should be home, do not go into the house alone. Get a neighbor or your designated adult. They may even want you to call.
Did she just, like,
do not
speed off like Sonic? At least she's not running like
Anytime
Naruto.
you come home and see anything suspicious, get out and get help.
Yeah, that's gonna work. Someone who walks in with heels?
Everyone will be happy you used your good judgment.
Meanwhile, the chainsaw's going off and maybe a couple shotgun blasts.
Don't ever feel embarrassed to call for help, even if nothing is wrong.
I miss this old mailbox
Good judgment.
where there's just a drop box on the side of the door. Now she's locked herself out. She's screwed.
All clear, Gary.
Looks like you could use a break. Let's go back over what we covered so far by filling in the pages in your guide marked Be Prepared.
There's a guide? I wasn't aware that there was a test in this.
Until you know all the answers as well as we do. Or even better.
Gary, you don't have all the answers, bro. I'm sorry. This is where you scribble shit in your guidebook. Oh shit, there's a fire. Blaze that blunt, son.
Don't want to see? a firefighter in your house.
What if it's your dad?
Aren't you a little warm in that outfit? How about your dress blues?
Firefighters are known for dressing fast, but this is ridiculous.
Here. I wish I made it in police academy, but I'm not that great.
I'm doing fine.
Let's have a look.
So is this where the inspiration for Fire Marshal Bill came from?
Be my guest. This is our fire escape plan. We have it memorized.
Okay, you clearly drew a dick.
The dotted line is the alternate route. See that X?
It's where
the
you
alternate
died.
front of the house. When there is an emergency, we will know just what to do because we hold practice fire drills.
Nobody's that
A
bored.
flashlight for every member of the family and 2 transistor radios for emergencies when there's no power. We keep 2 portable first aid kits and 1 bigger one for everyday use.
Of course, if you're clumsy as
This
shit,
is
you
one
got
of our
one in
fire
every room.
extinguishers. The other one is kept in the kitchen. We read all the directions together and I wrote them down. I always remember things better if I write
Meanwhile,
them
it looks
down.
like it's in chicken scratch. Ooh.
I'm impressed.
Oh, how about this? A maintenance checklist. Once a month, Dad checks all the batteries and first aid supplies. And
Yeah,
this
no
is
one
fixed
does
for the
that.
day. If
Oh,
anything
God,
goes
no one
wrong
does that.
properly, it's fixed or replaced.
Nobody has that kind of time, nor that kind of imagination.
Show emergency personnel.
Is the fire truck red?
Well, actually, some are white, yellow, or other bright colors.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank you,
See,
fireman smartass.
bright blue-colored tape to help locate it in an emergency.
Oh
Excellent.
God, I don't even know that where that is in this house.
No, it says H2O.
It says water if you speak chemistry.
And the gas valve? Ah, I like the yellow tape you have around the pipe.
It's bright and can be seen in the dark.
Oh my God, nobody is this anal. God, no one is this anal.
Or switches. Get out of your house and call the fire department or 911 right away from a neighbor's house.
Good. Now, let's pretend it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're asleep.
I hate getting up in the middle of the night.
But
Try
then
this.
again, I had nocturnal emissions, so it happens. Oh, my pet monster. Cool.
Come on, dearie.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
What? Why are you jumping into bed? It's not that great.
That's Jack's smoke detector going off.
That's why you don't smoke in bed. Which is still a thing I've learned.
Jack, don't waste time turning a light on when you hear a smoke alarm. Don't sit up. Roll out of bed. Crawl
Roll
on your
out.
knees.
Roll out.
Don't stop for anything. Leave everything. The most valuable thing in the room is you. And
Then
get
that's
out.
debatable.
It's the only important thing to do. No. Always test the door first with the back of your hand. If the door is warm, do not touch the knob. The fire's on the other side.
Oh man, Cheech and Chong are in the other room. We're fucked.
Your second escape route.
Oh man, I remember when kites looked like
Jack,
that.
if you're heading for a closet, don't. You can't hide from a fire.
It's
Try
the
to
worst
open
thing
the
ever.
door to keep the smoke out of the room.
Okay, I think Fire Marshal Bill here is familiar with Pinter plays because he pauses quite a bit.
When there is smoke, stay on your hands and knees. The best air is about 12 inches off the ground.
So start sniffing the shit out of your carpet and realize your mother does a shitty job of vacuuming.
Hair by covering them with a wet towel or cloth. If your hair or clothing does catch fire, stop, drop, and roll.
Stop, drop, and roll, son. I mean, you don't have to worry about it because your older sister's gonna have enough Aquanet to, put a hole in the ozone layer, and she'll go up like that. But, well, whatever.
Do not climb out of a window that's above the first floor unless a firefighter or other responsible person tells you to do so. Don't be shy. Yell
You
for
can
fire
fly.
loud as you can.
Fire! Fire!
He's on fire!
Floor.
NBA Jam fire!
Remember to figure out a fire escape plan and practice it. Know how each exit works.
You know,
Especially-
remember how to open a door or a window.
One more thing we didn't cover. The fire department can't put out a fire if they don't know about it.
That's deep, son.
My jammies.
Not a good excuse, Jack. Make sure you report a fire immediately, as soon as you're out of danger.
Kids today are forced to be more self-reliant than any other time in modern history.
Ooh.
The trick is to figure out solutions before you have to face the problems.
God,
This
these
is a
people.
job that can be handled
Don't they
by
know I'm the
kids.
star of this
Even if
shit?
the kid is me. It's a job for the whole family.
Gary, you know I'm allergic to work.
Come on.
That is the smartest thing I've ever heard.
First thing
I
is-
have the same allergy.
Set aside a time to plan. A time when everyone gets together to decide on your house rules.
Well, it's the time of the season for
I'll
loving.
what's the phone. Can I have friends over?
No, you don't have friends. Shut
It
up.
isn't just kids who need rules. Parents must be responsible as well. They should have their own set of rules that everyone in the family has agreed to. Like calling home to check in. Letting everyone
Nobody
know
does
if
that
they'll be
shit.
home. And calling if they'll be late.
And one more thing. Ask questions. Talk about your feelings.
Interrogate them. What? Wait a minute. Where did that come from?
That's one big part of safety sense.
Why do we need to talk about her feelings? This is the 1980s. Everything can be cured with either Robitussin, NyQuil, or cocaine.
Fire practice.
Just look at me.
Yeah. Pull the switch. Pull the string. Pull the string. Oh my god, part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Welcome to the most dangerous room in the house.
The bathroom. Ah, a young Brian Urlacher goes to breakfast.
Jack, you're overdoing it.
Nah. Not if you know his mother.
As I was saying, welcome to the most dangerous room in the house. There are more things that can hurt you here in the kitchen than in the rest of the house combined. Things that will mash, chop, crush, and otherwise mangle you.
You've not met my couch. It's wanted in 3 states for manslaughter and 1 count or 2 of murder 1. Don't ask.
Use any appliance until you've been checked out by an adult and have permission to use.
I'm sorry, why are we using the iron in the kitchen? That's not how we make pancakes.
And get an adult, even if you have to wait hours for one to come home. Always be extremely careful around electrical appliances. And absolutely never turn on an appliance if you're standing in water
Okay,
or touching
that
or have wet
looks
hands.
like something my
And
stepfather
don't put
engineered.
any electrical parts in water. The truth is,
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
accidents. You and I know the most important thing to do is keep calm. But what do we do?
But I've never stayed calm my entire life. Have you seen the cast of Different Strokes? I'm amazed I'm still alive at this point. The first steps are the fastest ones towards the door.
Here's help quick.
Hi, Gary.
Oh,
Are
Jesus.
you ready for the horrible example?
Ready.
Okay, time to let the bloodletting begin.
Yeah, Gary? What do you need now?
We need a horrible
I need you to
example
eat some wood paneling.
and show us what to do.
Why don't you be the horrible example and I'll help her some quick?
But
No, you can't touch this nurse. She's mine.
You're natural.
Okay, let's get it over with.
Because you know I'm just a
Know where
jackass.
the first aid supplies are kept in your house. Let's go check them out.
Relax. I'll save you some time.
Good. Everything we'll need.
What?
Assorted Band-Aids, 2
They're
rolls of gauze,
they're called adhesive strips. That Band-Aid is a brand. Safety pins? What, are you trying to put his limbs back together?
tape and some scissors to cut it. A package of sterile pads, some antiseptic,
Sterile pads?
soap,
I'm not even going down that joke.
Towels or clean cloths for ice pack. Okay. Take it away, Gary.
I'm working on this switcher that hasn't been hooked up in decades.
Cook good too. Except Jack. Jack.
What, are you gonna put the celery in the toaster?
But cooking takes too much time. So Jack takes shortcuts, rushes.
Why is he cooking dog
and
food?
in the hospital.
Literally, why is the boy cooking dog food? Why do I get the feeling he's the father of Beavis and or Butthead? Yeah, that's it. Take your finger off.
Over that pepperoni that way. Jack is going to put more than his heart in his dish. And I don't have the heart to let him do that.
So that's why we have an electric shock collar.
Upwards with a knife. Always cut downward on a flat, hard surface. And curl your fingers under and away from blades.
Oh yeah, back when kitchens still had that.
Are you wondering what might have happened if I hadn't stopped Jack?
This would have turned into a snuff film.
How many dangers?
Only a self-inflicted snuff film.
Sliced thumb. Frayed cord near water. Pots precariously placed. Water on floor.
Oh, that is water. For a second, I'm just like, what am I looking at?
Let's see what could have happened.
Oh, please tell me we're gonna. Oh, we had to blur that out. That was too much. And we're dead.
Shocking. Burning. Slipping. Bruising. And bleeding.
Probably a massive head trauma.
This is a case where first aid
We're not gonna bother.
and second aid and third.
Jack is just going to be what we call
Oh, good.
the weakest link.
Oh yeah, I just thought if I stayed here with my eyes closed, nothing else bad could happen.
Oh, it will. Your mom comes home and sees a mess you made of her kitchen.
If it had been a real accident, Jack, you could have been injured very seriously.
Think of all the beans you just wasted!
Less clutter. Much better. Jack,
Are you
what's
dead?
the most important thing to remember in any emergency?
My hair is having a
Well,
tough
Jack's
time
trying
thinking
to
this
get his
through.
act together. Here's Jill.
Okay. Jill, what's the most important thing to remember in any emergency?
Make sure to put the stake through his heart so you finally kill him.
You may feel frightened. We all do in an emergency. But in order to help the injured person, remain calm.
Good. If this had been a real accident,
We'd have been laughing our balls off.
He's having trouble breathing. Now feel for a
Okay, I have to
It's
know.
usually easiest to feel it on the side of the neck.
I swear she was on Punky
If
Brewster.
the injuries look serious, Jill would dial 911 or her emergency number and give the necessary information.
If there are two of you, one should make the call while the other checks for bleeding. There
I
is
have to know.
bleeding and-
There's bleeding, alright.
and neither
From the
one can
ass.
help you.
I definitely need health care, health attention right away.
First, I find the cleanest cloth possible and press it on the cut. The bleeding should stop in a minute or two. But if the blood soaks through the
Is Amy
first one,
Foster still doing
add
shit?
another one right on top.
I knew it! She was on Punky Brewster! I wasn't losing my mind!
Blankets to keep him warm, and the first aid kit to clean and bandage his wounds.
Right. Any injury can cause shock, and body temperature drops. Have you ever cut yourself and then felt sick to your stomach or dizzy when you stood up? Well, those are symptoms of shock.
That's because you've lost
You
a
might have
shit
also
ton of
felt
blood.
Cold and shaky. Shock can be as dangerous as the injury.
He had a bad fall, so Jill shouldn't move him. Besides, when he's lying down, the blood can reach his brain easier.
Not that he has one, but we'll say that.
Now what?
Well, first I should wash my hands.
Right.
Although I do like to keep a sample of all my victims. Okay, there's a lot of product placement here for Oreo, and I don't know how I feel about it.
No, actually, it's next to plain clear in my dictionary.
Please, Mr. Coleman. Next.
Oh, nurse, we're not here to be...
Clean the wound with soap and water. Rinse well with water and pat dry.
Yeah, this is actually makeup, but we gotta make it look
Then cover
real.
the entire wound area with a bandage or gauze and tape it in place.
Be sure to use duct tape.
But what if someone had taken the supplies from the kit?
No one would dare mess with the first aid kit. But if she couldn't find the right supplies, she could use the cleanest supplies she could find.
Then as soon
So
as
oily
possible,
rags and
tell the
newspaper?
responsible adult
Alright.
about any cut or puncture wound. Even if you washed and treated it properly, you may need a tetanus shot or a booster. The important thing to remember in any medical emergency is...
We're gonna put you down like a horse.
Cool and don't panic. And always get adult help.
I mean, don't look at me. I'm Gary Coleman.
Never try to move anyone who has had a severe fall. They may have broken
Throw a
something,
tarp
injured
or
their
a
spinal
garbage
cord.
bag over them.
Don't even try to straighten them out. Just keep them warm and as comfortable as possible until medical help arrives.
This house doesn't have air conditioning. It's already 95. Stop!
The best treatment for a burn that is red and painful is place it under cool water or apply a wet, cold cloth.
Now, if you're playing the dozens, it's a different story. You ain't gonna fix that burn.
Do not break them.
But if the burn is bigger than a quarter, or the skin is white or charred, get help immediately. Do not put anything on the burn and do not pull off clothing that is stuck to it.
Yeah.
What about this bruise?
Oh, get over yourself, son.
An ice pack can keep small bumps from turning into big bruises. Cold is also good for stinging scrapes and throbbing cuts.
Okay, you can't say throbbing in the 1980s. That's just
You
gross.
could have some broken bones.
Broken bones are a common problem and kind of scary if it happens to you. Sometimes you can't even tell if a bone is broken. Do not
Lord only
move
knows. I
it
think I
unless
broke my
it's
toe and
really
one of my
dangerous.
fingers and I never knew.
Like if a porch collapsed and might fall on him at any second. Sure.
He's not in West Virginia. Jesus.
Control the bleeding, but do not try to push the broken bone into place if it's sticking out of the skin.
I've seen that happen and I damn near threw up.
Every accident is different.
Oh,
We're showing you the
that
normal
was
procedures,
not
but
like
there
an
may be
awkward
exceptions.
thing.
In any case, just
Use your head. Which reminds me. What about that bump on his head?
It hurts.
well, if it's a small bump, the ice pack should help. But if it's a big lump, or if you're dizzy, or you have a headache, or feel sick to your stomach, get emergency help.
Could the
Call
bump
Lawrence
on-
Taylor. He'll fix it.
Well, a bump on the nose could, but many times your nose may just start to bleed and you don't know why.
Jack, look out. You're going to bleed on your shirt.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Very funny.
Ah, my life is just a whole series
Put your head out.
of horrible
Keep it
events.
closed for at least 10 minutes. Well, it will seem like a long time, but the one mistake people make is not pinching it long enough.
Make
Really?
yourself
That's a
comfortable,
thing?
Jack. We'll talk to you later. We've got things to do.
Well, if you don't want poison, then you listen to Motley
Some of the
Crue.
things most useful to us every day can be deadly if used wrong.
Oh, so they hadn't created
Very
Mr.
important
Yuck
to act
yet.
quickly if you even think that someone has swallowed something.
Oh, that just looks like
the
Tabasco sauce.
Contact poison control or your family doctor. When you call for help, have the
Scream,
container
"Help!"
so that they will know what the poison is. If the victim is conscious, you may give him small.
Tell them they were singing Talk Dirty to Me and that it was just irreversible to the effects of your own life.
Stay calm, keep cool, and think.
And then drink more bleach. Oh, you mean the Buffalo Bills? They knew all about
Brings
this.
up another danger, and I know just the guy to help me out. Lunch.
Is it 10 minutes already?
No, but I thought you might be hungry.
Now you're talking.
So now he's just gonna bleed all over the damn sandwich.
What if Jack were to choke on some food caught in his throat?
Oh God.
The first sign that someone is in trouble is if they can't breathe. Then panic might set in. Jack should know the universal sign for choking.
Yeah, this. Or that. That works too.
Coughing is the first way a victim can try to clear the airway. Can you cough, Jack? Can you breathe? Jill, I think we better give him a hand.
Oh, God.
What to do is try to calm Jack by talking to him and telling him what you're doing. Now, this
Get
is-
your hands off your throat, Jack. Quit
Yes,
choking
stand
yourself.
behind him and wrap your arms around his waist as if you were giving him a hug. Make a fist and place the thumb side of your fist against his stomach. Just below the
I'm
fist.
choking, woman! Do something! This button fly isn't gonna save my gut myself either.
Your fist with your other hand and push into Jack's stomach with at least 4 quick upward thrusts. And
This
ask
is too
again
much
if you
for
can
my
breathe.
body to handle.
Remember to keep telling Jack what you're doing. Repeat
Jack,
the
I'm
steps.
gonna thrust your belly button so it
If the
touches
victim
your
is an adult or Too
spine.
big to handle,
Are you
have
with
him sit in
me?
the chair and perform the same procedure from behind, or lay him on his back on the ground. This time, use the heel of your hand to thrust.
And make sure you smack him in the back of the head, too.
Lean over the back of a chair and place it on your stomach between your rib cage and your belly button. Push heavily against the chair until the object comes out and you can breathe again.
Ralph!
Okay,
Ralph!
you can finish your lunch.
No, thanks.
Suck, Gary Coleman. Lying asshole. Last time I ever come and hang out with you.
Alright, let's check out what we've learned by filling out the pages in our guide marked Be Prepared.
Get your picture pages and get your crayons and your pencils.
Then I'll meet you in the
and go to
office
town on
and
this shit.
Work on some things together.
I don't want to answer questions. I'm not watching this tape again. Are you mad?
By now, you know the first rule of any emergency by heart.
Think. You're
Panic?
smart. But if you panic and get excited, you can't think properly. So stay calm.
Under
Which is
pressure.
hard to do when you're in pain, or you're watching blood oozing into your very own body.
Oh.
That's the first and most important emergency rule. Don't panic. You may feel frightened. We all do in an emergency.
Sure, we all do.
Come on. Do what you can to help yourself and the victim.
Okay, your eyes bugging out freaks me
Watching this
so
program is
much.
a good start, but it certainly won't make you an expert.
The very best present you could give yourself or your family is to contact your local Red Cross and enroll in their first aid and CPR courses. It could
I don't
be
wanna
the
go to
best
school
life
again.
for Someone you love.
Gary, what about all the people who might need to help your family in an emergency?
All the people who might need to help your family in an emergency should have a medical release signed by your parents, giving the hospital or doctor permission to take care of you.
You know,
Your local
if they need to
hospital.
amputate or anything like that.
If there's any problem, tell them Jack sent you.
Oh, freeze frame and it's over. What a tragedy. Wait, the guy was called Lech? Wow. The Lech. Oh, mercy. Good old 80s. Scaring us into paranoia ever so much. Bacon? There was bacon in this film? Okay, that's the illegal use of a silent odd consonant. D-H-O-O-G? That's not a name. Positive images, huh? I bet. Joe Photo is not you get to get is a good name for, you know, the people that you do your photos. The city of Irvine was in State College, Pennsylvania. What do they have to do with this? New World Vision. Oh, and there's the person who brought this whole thing up. So yeah, make sure you support them. I'm sure you did. The 80s, we were all accident prone apparently, and for good reason. We just, yeah. Whew. So do all the things, and I'll see you next time. Be safe.